Welcome to today's explainer. We're doing something a little bit different and honestly pretty fascinating today. We're going to take a brilliant modern project management tool, one usually reserved for corporate boardrooms and engineering floors, and we're going to map ancient spiritual wisdom right on top of it. Basically, we're doing a cosmic root cause analysis to diagnose the ultimate human problem. But first things first, like any good analysis, we have to clearly define our problem statement. In Sanatan Dharma, that problem is samsara. It is this churning, sorrowful ocean of endless birth, decay, death, and rebirth. I mean, think about it. Everything physical decays, right? The wealth you build, the body you're currently inhabiting, it all constantly changes. And that relentless change inevitably brings sorrow, or at the very least, a deep-seated fear of mortality if we're living in ignorance. So, to put this in project management terms, why does our human project continually fail to close? Why are we stuck in this loop of suffering? Imagine you're working on this massive, highly complex project at work, but the final sign-off just keeps getting delayed forever. You're just doing the exact same tasks over and over and over again. Well, that is the essence of samsara. Our existential project is completely stuck in a loop, and we really need to figure out why. Here is the agenda for our diagnostic meeting today. 1. The ultimate problem statement. 2. Anatomy of the fishbone. 3. The 3 types of karma. 4. The illusion of doership. And 5. Breaking the endless loop. Okay, diving right into section 1, the ultimate problem statement, the unclosed project. Our core operations manual for this analysis comes straight out of the Bhagavad Gita, specifically chapter 12, slokas 6 and 7. In these verses, Lord Krishna actually lays out both the exact diagnosis and the ultimate cure for a mind that's constantly churning in this ocean. It's essentially a cosmic troubleshooting guide. It literally promises a complete rescue from the painful cycle, provided we follow the standard operating procedures. Moving on to section 2, anatomy of the fishbone, diagnosing samsara. If you've ever worked in quality control, you've probably seen an Ishikawa or fishbone diagram. It was invented to hunt down the root causes of industrial defects. You stick the main problem right at the head of the fish, and you draw these bones coming off the spine to represent the major causes. Today, the head of our fish is samsara, and the bones, these are our root causes. We've got karma, which is a massive system of action and reaction. We have ahamkara, or ego. We have our relentless likes and dislikes, raga and dvesha. And tying the whole thing together is avidya, our fundamental ignorance. Let's inspect these bones a little closer. Which brings us to section 3, the 3 types of karma, the cosmic bank account. This is absolutely crucial to understand. You can think of karma as a gigantic cosmic bank account. The entirety of your accumulated past, the whole donut, if you will, is known as sanjit karma. Just imagine, you've lived 100 past lives. The vault where every single action and consequence from those 100 lives is stored, that's your sanjit karma. It's an overwhelmingly massive ledger. But thankfully, you don't face all of that at once. For this specific life you're living right now, you are only handed a small, manageable slice to work through. That active slice is your prararaka karma. It's the specific hand you've been dealt for this round, the joys, the pains, the program for this current life. But here is where the trap springs. While you're living out your current life's prararaka karma, you are constantly making new choices, right? You're reacting with anger or greed or desire. Those brand new actions generate what's called agami karma. And guess where that goes? Yep, it gets deposited straight back into that massive sanjit vault. So, as long as you're constantly generating this new agami karma, the vault literally never empties, the project never closes, and the cycle of samsara is absolutely guaranteed to continue. Let's look at why we keep doing that in section 4, the illusion of doership, ego, likes, and ignorance. So why do we generate that new karma? A huge part of it is ahankara, our ego. The dosa analogy is perfect for this. You go into the kitchen, you whip up a delicious dosa, and you proudly tell your family, I made this. That I factor, that is ahankara. But let's be real for a second. Did you create the rice? Did you manufacture the water? The salt, the spices, the metal for the pan, or the gas for the fire? No way. You merely assembled ingredients that nature provided. Yet the ego fiercely claims absolute ownership of the action. And that false claim of doership is exactly what binds you to the karma of the action. On top of ego, we also get snagged by our everyday preferences, raga, which is deep attachment, and dvesha, which is intense aversion. If you obsessively crave chocolate every single day, that attachment is raga. If you passionately hate coffee and complain about the smell of it constantly, that aversion is dvesha. Both of these are highly active emotional investments. Whether you are running towards something or actively running away from it, you are expending energy, you're clinging to the material world, and you're actively generating more of that sticky agami karma. And tying all of this together is avidya, ignorance. It's the final bone in our fish diagram. Now, we aren't talking about a lack of book smarts here. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of who you are and how the universe actually operates. It's essentially the failure to even see the fishbone diagram in the first place, which leaves you completely blind and totally vulnerable to the relentless churning of the cycle. So how do we fix it? Let's go to Section 5, Breaking the Endless Loop, the corrective action. The direct solution comes from Lord Krishna himself. He promises that by dedicating all of your actions to the divine with single-minded devotion, you are literally rescued from samsara. If the core problem is that your ego claims the actions and therefore absorbs all the karmic consequences, then the solution requires a radical shift in your mindset. Think of it like you're starring in a movie. Step 1, you absolutely must act your part brilliantly. You need excellent planning and the best possible execution. This is for sure not an excuse to be lazy or apathetic. But step 2 is where the magic happens. Whether the film is a total flop or a massive blockbuster, you dedicate the final results completely to the divine director. You entirely detach from the outcome. It's exactly like a cricket player scoring a century. You put in the hours, you do the heavy lifting. But imagine hitting 100 runs in a massive game, and instead of puffing up your chest and shouting, "Look at what I did," you genuinely realize in your heart, "I was just the instrument here. The pitch, the bat, the team, nature itself, they all allowed this to happen." You mentally distribute the credit back to the universe, to the Vishwarupa. By flat out refusing to claim the doership, you stop the generation of that brand new agami karma. And just like that, the loop is broken. So, I want to leave you with a really profound question to chew on regarding your own personal agami karma moving forward. If your life is a project, who is really taking the credit for the results? The next time you accomplish something truly great, or even face a bitter failure, just take a second to observe your ego's reaction. Are you claiming the ingredients you didn't even create? Because shifting that single perspective might just be the root cause fix you've been looking for across 100 lifetimes. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.